Third match of the night in the ring, a lot of beef.
Wrestling out of the corner to my left, representing Wichita Falls, Texas. Weighing in this evening at 332.4 pounds.
Oddly specific.
The limitless
You say the ludicrous?
The limitless.
Oh. It's also ludicrous.
Want that pill? Give me that pill.
And now introducing his opponent, representing Honolulu, Hawaii. Weighing in this evening at 260 pounds, this is Jeff Cobb!
Ring announcer Christian Cole really leaning on that apostrophe in Hawaii. As this match about to get underway, the last time Keith Lee was here, we had some ring issues, and I mentioned to you off air that this match would destroy the earth, let alone, or not just the ring.
Gonna leave a crater in Reseda. Could quite literally be game over, man.
R.I.P. Bill Paxton.
Take your bets now on whether or not the ring survives this match.
Not sure how the footage would make it out of the smoking crater. Whoa.
What the hell was that?
Well, held the ring bell up to the microphone.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Not often you see Jeff Cobb as the smaller man in a match. The former Olympian from Hawaii. Giving up a few LBs to Keith Lee.
Representing Guam in the Athens Games, freestyle wrestling, Keith Lee does not have an amateur wrestling pedigree, to my knowledge. He's just a big dude, likes to throw people.
Just a hoss of a man.
Of course, he is from Texas, so he did play high school football. And he is...
Cobb going after that leg. Cobb's so strong. I mean, he's going to be able to...
Shoot for the single leg. Keith Lee actually using some of that football background, holding his ground. With that wide vertical base and just backing Cobb off. Cobb shot for the single leg.
Keith Lee just standing stoically in the ring.
Telltale signs of a lineman.
These guys are both older than me. That makes me feel okay about myself.
Are they really?
Yeah, it's a rare moment in PWG where everyone in the ring is older than me.
How many Olympic Games did you compete in?
I mean, well, technically, none, but...
You did play California Games on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Hacky sack, that's an Olympic sport, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm thinking of Summer Games. That was the unofficial Olympic.
I had a Looney Tunes one that was kind of like, it was the same idea. Keith Lee wanted the test of strength. Jeff Cobb wanted a headlock.
Cobb takes the headlock. Keith Lee. He had to go up high for that, too.
Yeah, giving up some height, too.
Keith Lee just, effortlessly. Wow. Just hoisting Cobb up off of his feet.
Jeff Cobb in uncharted territory for him there.
Shoulder tackle. Neither man budges. Well, actually, Jeff Cobb budged. Huge leapfrog, went for the trip.
Oh, likes the drop kick. Jeff Cobb having scouted. I don't know if these two have ever met in a ring before. They've probably met at a buffet or two in their lives.
Interesting thing about these two guys is that their rise to prominence both seem to go through Chris Hero. Keith Lee facing Chris Hero on the East Coast. Chris Hero facing Jeff Cobb right here in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Both men, as they were coming to international prominence, facing off Hero. And Hero singing the praises of both men. Oh, bicycle knee. Keith Lee catching him. Not sure if it was on the jar.
Look at that drop kick. Beautiful.
Jeff Cobb showing that he has springs for legs.
I like every time these two hit the ropes, the people in the first 3 rows are terrified, which you should be.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Stealing his catchphrase. Oh, Cobb throwing forearms.
Cobb throwing bows. Keith Lee puts on the brakes, though. It's a lot of mass to move around.
Cobb weaves under, going for a pump handle here. Look at the strength. He's got him off of his feet. Unreal. Unbelievable. Jeff Cobb is the strongest man in the world.
Unbelievable.
I can guarantee you Keith Lee has never been thrown around like that.
Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit!
There are pump handle suplexes, and there are pump handle suplexes. I believe that falls in the latter column.
Cobb lining up a right hand, very un-Olympic-like right hand.
Yeah. Oh, headbutt.
Headbutt. He's a Hawaiian.
Yeah.
A big target, and he hit it right in the middle.
Whoa.
Look at that. He picked him up like he was a baby. An incredible athlete.
Cobb
He
throws
scared me.
Ah!
Step up head scissor takes Cobb off his feet.
And if Cobb did not hit the ropes, I think he would be out there on Reseda Boulevard right now. The man sitting next to my left knows an awful lot about Reseda Boulevard, the master of the Reseda Street Fight.
The king.
We'll be facing off with Marty Skrull in the main event here tonight, but right now...
Over the main event?
Yeah.
Oh,
we have these two behemoths. Just
my match is going to be a lot like this. Just 2 way smaller dudes. Less impressive.
yeah, pump handle suplex. Nobody's going to react.
No, nobody gives a shit. Headbutt.
A hush falls over the crowd. I think they're waiting for these two guys to just throw one another around.
You never headbutt an Islander. And you never want him to headbutt you. Keith Lee ain't going nowhere, baby.
Keith Lee again putting on the brakes. Still feeling the effects of that headbutt. Wow, did you see how effortlessly he reversed that hammer throw into the corner? Now with the splash in the corner.
Maybe looking for the receipt on that chop earlier. Mongolian style double overhand chop to the chest. Keith Lee very proud of himself.
Keith Lee's just being a jerk at that point.
Oh, man. Keith Lee proclaiming himself to be limitless. And, he may be right.
I'm not gonna test him on that. Don't know if Jeff Cobb really wants to test him on that after that double-handed Mongolian chop.
We saw this last month as he was going to take to the air, drop toe hold. Nicely done. Holy moly!
Whoa!
Kicked out at one.
Kicks out at one. You realize double-handed Mongolian chop is redundant, but right now we are being impressed by the spring-like agility. That doesn't make any sense. The spring-like legs of Jeff Cobb.
Both these guys can jump higher than I can, and I weigh like 100 pounds less than both of them at least.
Yeah. Front chancery applied by Cobb. Keith Lee, though.
That's not true. I can jump pretty high.
Yeah, I've seen you dunk on an 8-foot rim.
It's real impressive when a 6'2" guy dunks on an 8-foot rim. He can touch standing. Cobb looking for the Irish whip. Lee pulls himself under. Backbreaker across the knee. What a clothesline to the back of the head.
A clubbing shot just across the back. Nothing artful about that. Just smashing him with that brute force by Keith Lee. Very slow, very methodical pace as these two guys, I mean, they know that they've never been in the ring with somebody that can match them strength for strength. So they really have to think about their next step, or it could be their last.
Firing a left there is Keith Lee. Trapping him in the corner, maybe looking to chop him again. Nope, gonna Beal him. Oh!
Huge Bradley Beal by Keith Lee.
That tickled me.
Keith Lee just surveying his handiwork, not keeping the pressure on Cobb. Could be the heat, could be the travel getting to him. That's a lot of mass that Keith Lee has to move around. Same for Cobb, though.
He could just be in his element. I mean, this is what he likes, matches slow and steady.
Yeah, just brutalizing his opponent.
Cobb, a left-handed chop.
Oh, knocks him back. Cobb goes down. Not something you usually see as Cobb go down from a chop. But when you have somebody like Keith Lee just throwing...
Yeah, hucking a tree trunk at you.
Yeah.
Lee.
Ooh.
Fires a stinging left jab.
Left hand by Lee. Rick Knox telling him to open it up. I don't think Rick Knox wants to step in between these two men, though. Not sure he would qualify for hazard pay.
Calling for the Keith splash.
Oh! Keith Lee was coming in hot on that one, but Cobb got the boot up, then the elbow.
Clothesline couldn't take him down, but wobbles him a bit. Back elbow does the same.
Lee stepping out of the way as Cobb threw his entire weight behind that drop kick. Not easy for a big man to hoist himself up off the ground like that.
Oh, splash to the back.
Again, nothing artful about it, but Keith Lee using his size to his advantage.
This is like an older brother, younger brother situation kind of going right here. Like,
Yeah, this is...
Jeff Cobb trying to prove himself to his older brother, Keith Lee, and Keith just smothering the smaller man. It feels weird to say that about Jeff Cobb, the smaller man.
But actually, you know, Cobb competing in the Olympics would be competing in guys in a similar weight class.
It's true.
So similar strength level. So this is maybe not as uncharted waters for Cobb as we initially thought, though the height advantage definitely is something I don't think.
Cobb weaves under, shoulder block almost to the throat. No way. Overhead belly to belly, hucks him across the ring. Keith Lee
Keith Lee is
back
up,
to his
and
feet.
he is just staring laser beams through Jeff Cobb's back.
Whoa, didn't even leave his feet. Cobb up. Looking for a German
deadlift.
Oh, wow. Turns him inside out. Keith Lee back to his feet. Looking for a German of his own. Just turns him inside out.
Cobb just pancakes Keith Lee, not even leaving his feet. Doesn't even have to. He's got so much upper body strength. Doesn't even need to pop those hips. Oh, a huge elbow shot.
Right to the throat. Oh, one from Lee. We've seen Lee throw with both hands. Ambidextrous here with his strikes.
Jeff Cobb just leaning in with those rights. Repeated rights. Lee makes
him into
the
the
space. Oh!
Headbutt to the chest. Whoa, one from Cobb.
Running headbutt just demolishes Keith Lee.
So much speed he had coming off the ropes. Both men are down and both men are hurt.
Jeff Cobb almost a psycho crusher. Rick Knox gives the 10 count. These two guys have just been bludgeoning one another. Cobb been on the receiving end of, I would say, the majority of it, but I mean, he is giving back in kind. Both men up to one knee or 1 foot, now 2 feet. You see Cobb a little unsteady. He leans in with that right, as does Lee. Oh, back elbow.
Let's say not a lot behind the forearm, but a lot behind that back elbow.
Really generating a lot of torque.
Shoulder tackle, couldn't get it done.
Now catching him.
Throwing him into the ropes. Maybe looking for a pounce. Holy cow!
Almost knocked him into the front row.
What a terrifying sight for everyone in the crowd to see that giant bastard flying at you.
And that's the thing, Cobb usually doesn't get thrown like that towards the crowd unless he's like diving out of the ring or something, unless he's doing it willfully. Keith Lee is just tossing around Cobb. Lee picking Cobb up by a handful of the hair. Rick Knox telling him to relinquish the grip.
Another headbutt.
There's no hair pulling in MMA.
Oh, true. He's looking for that headbutt again.
Whoa!
Just flung him.
I thought he was thinking spine buster, but he just turned him over and dumped him. Hook of the leg. Keith Lee, very proud cover, puffing out his chest, but Cobb still getting his shoulder up.
He's just so strong. Like, most of the time, it's not even like technique or anything. He's just flinging him.
He's flinging him or using the guy's momentum against him and just using his strength to add extra force to it.
Crowd trying to will Jeff Cobb back here.
Yeah, Keith Lee taking his eye off the ball right here. Maybe thinking spirit bomb. That huge Liger bomb that he favors.
Oh, pops out. Oh, caught him with a right. Staggers him. Oh, short elbow.
Yeah, Lee losing his balance, but he leaned in with that elbow. Just a sledge across the chest.
Another German. This time Lee stays down.
Cobb crawls over, covers. Just over the shoulders. Lee gets the shoulders up. Or shoulder, I should say, singular.
Cobb too tired, too beat up to really make much of a cover there. Just laid across him.
Yeah, but it's
which normally works for him, but not the guy's that big.
Not an emphatic kick out by Keith Lee, though. 50-50 split here in the crowd as Keith Lee makes his way back up to his feet.
Oh, a headbutt of his own. Nah, he didn't like it.
Swings for the lariat.
A third deadlift German.
German just plants Keith Lee, covers him. Doesn't have a good hook on the leg. He was actually trying to pin him by the kneecap. Cobb knows better than that, but I think he's just been on the receiving end of so much punishment by Lee.
When a guy's that big and that tall, it's very, very difficult to actually cradle him. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
A lot of body to hold together.
And actually, for Cobb, not used to throwing around a guy as big as Lee, so maybe exerting himself a little too much in the early goings of this match.
Cobb gonna work his way out to the apron with Lee.
This is where the giant crater in Reseda, California came from.
Oh, right to the jaw with that forearm.
Back elbow by Cobb. Rapid fire elbows. Oh,
got him hooked. Oh no. Oh no, he's looking at chokeslam him to the floor maybe.
Lee's got him with the left hand, the non-dominant hand.
He got that one. He got all that one. Oh, he's going to German him on the apron. Oh, deadlift German on the apron.
Lee was grabbing onto the ropes, so I'm not sure how much that slowed his descent as he came crashing down on the apron, and Cobb again, lackadaisical cover, and Keith Lee kicks out once again.
Cobb may have dropped him a bit on his own head with the German, with Keith holding onto the ropes to slow himself down.
Lee trying to bring himself up to his feet by the ring ropes, does so. Keith Lee still down center of the ring. Rick Knox looking on.
This is the most hurt we've seen Keith Lee in this match. He's trying to shove him away.
Yeah, create some distance, buy himself a little bit of time to recover, but Jeff Cobb knows he's got him reeling. He needs to keep the pressure on. These two guys, despite the fact that they've risen to prominence recently, have been wrestling for quite a bit of time. Keith Lee, just a bit over 10 years, I believe.
Oh, no, Cobb. You did this to yourself, buddy.
Cobb holding on to the top rope, loses his grip.
Look at the strike. Power bombs him down, and that has got to be it.
2, no! Wow. Cobb kicks out. I think had he went all the way down with it into the spirit bomb, that might have been it. He would have added a little extra momentum on it and really driven Cobb into the ring, maybe even driven him through the ring.
Keith Lee, oh no, don't, get out of there. Get off those ropes. Get down.
Keith Lee, what are you doing? Keith Lee, what are you doing?
Yeah, Cobb, you would be a pancake if that were to happen. Cobb going up there with him. I don't trust this either. It's going to break the whole damn ring.
Oh, slammed across the kidney.
Oh, German off the second rope.
Oh!
Look at the strength. Unbelievable strength. A fourth German suplex.
Tossed him, and Lee came down on his shoulders that time instead of his back. Oh, another German. You see Cobb just pop those hips to get maximum impact on Keith Lee. Lee fighting out of it. Desperation, back elbows rattling Cobb.
Picks him up. He likes that Samoan power slam.
Got him on the shoulders.
Oh, Cobb. Another German suplex. Looking for the tour of the islands. Look at the strength. Unbelievable.
What?
That's got to be all. Cobb with the cover. And he got him.
Tour of the island. Jeff Cobb puts away Keith Lee. Incredible.